going back and watching the one from '87 was actually kind of a strange experience because it's
Mm.
so incredibly '80s.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the Visually Stunning Movie Podcast. I'm Mark. That's Ryan. Hi Ryan.
Hello.
2 days from now, on Friday, the 14th of November, Edgar Wright, Glen Powell, The Running Man. A new version of the Stephen King story, made initially famous by Arnold Schwarzenegger and Richard Dawson.
Yes.
I have my concerns because remake. I always have my concerns when we go into remake territory. I do like Edgar Wright though.
Yes.
So that's something. That was something going in. What did you think going in leading up to this, to the run?
Well, first of all, I purposefully did not revisit the original film
Right?
until after I saw the film. It had been a long, long time since I saw Running Man, and to the point where all I could remember was the central premise, which is essentially future. There's a TV show where there is a man on the run. He has to survive. The audience and a group of hunters are going after him. So social media and whatnot plays a big role in this one.
Yep.
People have to decide: do I turn him in and earn money? Do I let him go and have him fight the system? There's a lot of that going on here. Um, so I just wanted something, and I think you turned to me and said, I hope there's some seriousness in it. And I think, yes, that's kind of what I wanted to, is a fun film, but one that offered, a little substance to go along with the silliness. Uh, Although I will say this film isn't very silly.
It has moments.
Yes.
But no, it's not. This is not the 87 Schwarzenegger version.
No, it's radically different. In fact, I guess it follows the book far more closely. There's more character development for our lead. Um, Going back and watching the one from '87 was actually kind of a strange experience because it's so incredibly '80s.
You know what? And it is. And what was the when? So in this dystopian hellscape of a civilian world here, outside the gates where the execs, as they call them, all the rich folks live. It's a dystopian freaking hellscape where the corporation owns all of the companies and
the network,
and the network, and is the one that gives people jobs. And Glen Powell can't get a job because he's been blacklisted
because he has an anger issue.
Because he has it's for insubordination.
It's insubordination.
Insubordination. He's fired from everything for insubordination, and then he's finally blacklisted. Well, he's insubordinate because he's trying to protect his coworkers.
Yeah.
From abuse, basically, by the system, which of course the system does not like. So there's a bunch of game shows that can earn you money, and he goes, his kid is sick. He tells his wife, he goes, I'm going to go get on one of the shows. I'm going to earn a couple $1,000s, and we're going to get the medicine we need. So there's this huge line of people trying to get in, and they test you and they audition you, he said, with air quotes, physically audition you. They interview you, they look at you, and his only offer is to be on The Running Man because he has anger issues and he hates the system, and that's what they want for the show.
Yeah.
And even though the corporation has blacklisted him, it's from everything except the network. So he can be on the game show. So in this, they split up. They have the network executive played by Josh Brolin.
Mm-hmm.
Dan Killian, who was Damon Killian, played by Richard Dawson in the original version. But the game show host, is Bobby T.
Yes,
played by your favorite,
one of them,
Coleman Domingo. He's great. A bunch of other people pop up in this movie: Amelia Jones, Katie O'Brien, William H. Macy, Michael Cera. And I don't want to mention the other one because I didn't realize who it was until we actually saw them.
Okay.
And I was like, oh, that's who that is. But yeah, Sean Hayes is in it. It's just, there's a lot of interesting people in here. So So yeah, so he is running with he's sent out on the show with Katie O'Brien's character and one other guy. So it's like the nerdy guy from the original show. But they don't have to stay, they don't stay together. They all because they're given $1,000, a change of clothes, and they can go wherever they want. And for 12 hours, no one tracks them. But then they count on the populace to use the app to record and report and earn money just for spotting them. But then if that leads to them being killed, then they get more money. So it is a strange system we live in, and it's dark.
Yeah.
This is a much darker world that we see. I mean, in the original, Ben Richards is he's sent to jail for not quelling a food riot.
Yeah, it's the dynamic is completely different. And this
Yeah.
we have this is about the average Joe,
Yep.
whereas that was about, yeah, I mean the again the setup is radically different. You know, you can obviously see where the two films, you know, are connected, presenting an idea, but um yeah, it's I would almost say they're so radically different that if you didn't see the title cards, you might not, you might say, oh, this is kind of like
Right.
Running Man, or this is kind of like Death Race, or this is kind of like, you know,
Yeah.
whatever.
But it was,
Um,
but as I lost my train of thought there, the first show that we see that he's watching to try to figure out what to get on when he's sitting at home with his sick daughter, um, it was I can't remember exactly what it was called, but it was the guy in basically the human hamster wheel,
yes.
where if you answer trivia questions, you win money, but if you fail, they speed it up until you fly out. And they always have a big fat person in there.
Yeah, yeah,
But Sean, what's his name? Sean Hayes
Hayes.
is the host,
Yeah.
and we watched it. I turned, I go, the whole tone of that show. I turned over to you, and I was like, said that feels like it's out of the RoboCop universe.
It does, and I think what's interesting is if I think the film itself takes a lot more from tone wise from the RoboCop universe than it does from the original film. It's far more Paul Verhoeven, or you know, his sort of style than it is, you know, the like. So yeah, it's a just directed differently as well.
Yeah,
You know, and there is definitely an '80s feel to this new film, but it's not the authentic '80s because it's
because
and and I
it's an alternate world.
and I'm gonna say that that's not a bad thing to, you know, it reminds you of the '80s, but it doesn't go back to the films of the '80s, because the films of the '80s were very action oriented, not a lot
Yeah,
of character development, um, pretty ridiculous, certain elements of them. Whereas this is, you know, fairly ridiculous, but also,
yeah. I was gonna say, there's some ridiculous in here.
but it's also at times far more grounded
Oh
than
yeah,
this Schwarzenegger film was. Um, I think part of it is we just understand reality TV far better than we did then.
that's true.
So I think there's you know, they make fun of a lot of reality TV in this. There's a fake TV show that keeps coming on, and um,
Yeah, yeah. There's
you know, so I mean,
Americanos.
yes. So I just, you know, so I think that they are radically different films. And I think this one has more of a message to a certain extent than that one did, the original did. Although I don't know that ultimately that message is all that different, but um, I don't know. This is just I mean, dare I say, a better made film.
Than the original.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's doing different things, and
you know,
it comes from a different time.
and it's doing a lot of things.
A lot of things, and
Um,
and it is. You're right. The message that it's trying to put forward, depending on what side of the line you're on, you'll either like it or hate it, and
well, I
that's
don't, you know,
fine.
I don't know. I don't know that, you know, it is a future we would like to avoid.
Yeah, we can all agree on that. I think we can all agree
So,
that this is a
you
future we
know,
would like to avoid.
and
100%.
you know, I think that I don't know that it's so ideological that it's going to split people. I think that there's
I don't
enough
know. It
here.
feels like it doesn't take much anymore.
Well, it doesn't, but should
So,
it? I mean, I don't, whatever. I
I said,
thought it was,
what did I post on social media the other day? I said, like, I can't fathom a world in which it's in which you want to be friends with people you agree with. It's like, where's the fun in that?
yeah,
Yeah, you know what I mean? It's like, if everyone just got along, kumbaya, it's a pretty boring world. But yeah, it seems like it doesn't take much to light people up here of late. So hopefully this doesn't. Hopefully you just take this for what it is, which is good. It's a throwback, I think, an experience to those popcorn movies from the late 80s, early 90s.
yeah, with a
Those
little
popcorn
more,
movies.
with a little more substance thrown in, and
Yeah.
um, it's it is in some ways it isn't. I mean, it's not as gruesome to a certain degree.
No.
But I mean, it does have its own. But there were things in the original. I was like, oh my, okay, yeah, this was definitely the '80s when exploding heads and
Yep.
whatnot was the name of the game. And that's not to say there aren't some pretty brutal moments in this as well. But they've, I don't know, they hit a little differently.
Yeah.
I liked about 90% of this film.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, part of what I didn't like was the way it ends. I
Did
think
you
it,
like the extra? Was it the extra ending?
yeah, a
Yeah,
lot
that
of,
I didn't. If they'd have skipped honestly, if they'd have flipped the two endings, well, no, I don't know if that would have worked either.
yeah.
You
I mean,
needed to pick one,
I just think that this isn't a film that demands an ending that everything is wrapped up,
right?
but that's kind of what it gives you.
Yeah,
And I kind of felt like that was a bit much.
yeah,
So I would probably end the film, 5 minutes earlier than when it did.
yeah.
And
Can we agree that Edgar Wright still uses music better than almost anybody out there
oh,
right now?
he's absolutely great with music, and I think part of it is he doesn't just pull the expected songs. He actually knows music well enough
But he
to.
doesn't. He doesn't necessarily deep cut people out of his
No,
work.
no, no. But it's not the same song from a particular band.
From three. Well,
It
yeah, it's not the same song that's been in three other movies.
yeah. So
So
yeah,
but he uses and he places. He uses that to soundtrack segments.
yeah,
Not since Tarantino came out, because Tarantino's the same way. He
yeah,
understands that if he's going to use music, it's another character.
yeah. It
And
needs to. Yeah,
Edgar Wright uses that in a funner way than Tarantino does.
yeah.
But
Well,
it's
and less ironic and whatnot.
yeah,
There's not. Yeah. But no, I thought it was. Edgar Wright made a nice action film. It's not something we've completely seen from him before. There are elements in there, but not. I mean, really, this is kind of makes you wonder what we would have got out of Ant-Man now that we see that
oh
he can do action. So
yeah,
you know, uh, and Ant-Man would have let him lean into the comedy a little more than this one does.
yeah, it's true.
But
Ant Man had it in the heart.
I like it. I do think it's funny that that yeah that particular individual is masked for a large part of the film, um, particularly when that actor is known for being kind of a attractive person.
Yes,
So I think there is some what wink wink nod nod laughing coming from the director side of things on that, but
could be.
uh, I don't know. Yeah, I thought it was a kind of a fun film. And it's radically different than the original, so I don't think you have a hard time going, well, this is just it's not.
Yeah, you
It's
can't
really,
do an apples to apples comparison.
yeah, they're really radically different.
Yeah,
Um
it is rated
I
R, so be prepared.
Yeah, language, a bit of violence, mostly language it feels like, although
There's a
they're
lot of language,
yeah.
and that's coming from
Um
me.
yeah.
So that'll tell you right there.
Yeah.
Uh, but no, yeah, and a lot of violence. Blood is, but there's a lot of violence. There's a lot of
Yeah.
dead things in this. In
But
this one.
again, it's not. in the original, right off the bat, you get an exploding head. You get you get all sorts of stuff right off the bat in the original that goes, oh yeah, this is what we did in the late '80s. This
Yep.
is what we did. But yeah, this was so radically different, I think, from the original that you can't say that, oh, they just made that film again.
Yeah. No,
And
they did not.
from what I understand, this follows the story more closely.
Yeah. Like I said, it's been a long
So
time since I read it. So
the ending's different than the book, for reasons. But um, yeah, I think it's pretty good. I don't know that it's as successful as, say, the new Predator film, which I really really liked a lot.
yeah.
But that, I think the difference is with the Predator franchise, they were looking to a certain extent to change you change it up, expand what was going on, and this is not an established world that they're trying to expand. This is a world that we're just being introduced to.
Yeah.
So it's different. This isn't connected to a bunch of other films or one or two films specifically. It's its own thing.
Yep. So there you go. Running Man in theaters Friday, November 14th, or the evening of the 13th. That's how
Yeah.
we roll in America now. So check it out. Don't forget to like us, follow us on social media. Go to the website, vsmoviepodcast.com. Get links to all of our written stuff, which will link you to the audio stuff. If you're watching this on YouTube, please hit subscribe. That would be lovely and help us out as well. Till we talk to you again, be good, stay safe, go see a good movie in theaters because they're out there. This is one of them. Predator's another one. There you go. Till we talk to you again, I'm Mark. That's Ryan. Bye, Ryan.
See ya.
We'll talk to y'all later.